In Yellowstone, Marshals Season 1, one of the quietest details ends up being one of the loudest statements: Kayce's ring. It's not something the show spells out with dramatic dialogue or exposition. Instead, it lingers in frame just long enough to make you wonder what it means. And when it comes to Kayce and Monica, that ring might be revealing far more than the series has openly said. From the start of Marshals, Kayce feels different. He's more reserved, more guarded. There's a weight to him that goes beyond the violence and moral conflict we've always associated with the Dutton name. And then you notice it, the ring. Whether he's still wearing it, whether it's repositioned, whether it's absent in certain scenes, the detail feels deliberate. If Kayce is still wearing his wedding ring, that tells us something important. Monica is still alive and still part of his emotional world, even if she's not physically present. Kayce isn't the type to hold on to symbols out of habit. He's intentional. If the ring remains, it suggests loyalty. It suggests that whatever distance exists between them is circumstantial rather than final. Maybe Monica chose space. Maybe she stepped away from the chaos that constantly follows Kayce. But the ring would signal that he hasn't emotionally let go. On the other hand, if the ring is missing and the camera makes a point of showing his bare hand, that opens up a different interpretation. Kayce removing it wouldn't necessarily mean Monica is gone in the most tragic sense. It could mean separation. It could mean a relationship fractured by years of trauma, loss, and impossible choices. Their marriage has never been simple. It's been tested repeatedly by violence, by family loyalty, by the psychological toll of living in constant danger. The key is that the show doesn't rush to clarify. That silence is intentional. Kayce and Monica's relationship has always symbolized something bigger than romance. In Yellowstone, Monica represented grounding, a life outside the Dutton power struggles. She was Kayce's connection to a different set of values, a different rhythm of life. When he stood beside her, he wasn't just John Dutton's son. He was a husband, a father, a man trying to redefine himself. So when Marshall shows Kayce in isolation, the question isn't just where is Monica? It's what happened to the part of Kayce that she anchored. If he still wears the ring, it may signal guilt. Kayce has always carried responsibility heavily. If Monica left because she couldn't live with the violence surrounding him, that would cut deep. The ring then becomes less about romance and more about regret. A reminder of what he couldn't protect, not from an external threat, but from the life he's bound to. If he doesn't wear it, that absence could represent acceptance. Not necessarily of loss through death, but of change. Kayce may have recognized that loving Monica meant letting her step away from his world. Removing the ring would then symbolize a painful acknowledgement. He can't keep both the badge and the peace she wanted. What makes this detail powerful is how consistent it is with Kayce's character. He's never been loud about his emotions. He processes internally. So a physical symbol like a ring becomes a storytelling shortcut, a visual cue to his emotional state. Shows like this use subtle wardrobe details intentionally. Nothing is accidental. There's also the possibility that the ring's meaning shifts over the course of the season. If we see him touch it during moments of stress, that suggests he's still tethered to Monica emotionally. If we see him hesitate before putting it back on or finally take it off, that becomes a turning point. It would signal that whatever happened between them wasn't temporary. Importantly, the show avoids sensationalizing Monica's absence. There's no dramatic speech about tragedy. No overt exposition explaining everything. That restraint implies complexity rather than catastrophe. If something devastating had happened, the tone would likely feel different, heavier, more openly mournful. Instead, what we see is distance. And distance can mean many things. Kayce's ring, then, isn't just jewelry. It's a barometer. It measures where he stands emotionally. It hints at whether he's still holding onto the life he once tried to build with Monica or whether that chapter has quietly closed. Ultimately, what the ring reveals isn't just what happened to Monica. It reveals who Kayce is becoming without her constant presence beside him. Is he drifting deeper into the Dutton survival instinct? Or is he trying, even now, to preserve a piece of the man she believed he could be? Until the show gives us direct answers, that small detail will keep speaking loudly. Because in a series built on legacy, loyalty, and consequence, even the smallest symbol can carry the heaviest meaning.